Hey guys, my name is Haley and today I am here to film my August wrap-up. How is it the end of August? This month I did a readathon at the beginning of the month that was 7 and 7 readathon, and I also did a big Harry Potter reread. So I read all 7 Harry Potter books. Also reread The Cursed Child, we'll get to that later. So during the 7 and 7 readathon, that I will leave that wrap up down below, I read the first 3 Harry Potters as well as a couple of other books that week. And then I continued on with my reread with Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows. I had a blast. It did take me a lot longer than I was expecting, but because I forgot how huge these last couple books are. Those tabs are, I tabbed every death in Deathly Hallows. That's how many deaths there are in this book, in case you're curious. But I really enjoyed my reread. If you want to see any of my thoughts that I had while reading, I did leave reviews on Goodreads, updated reviews for this particular reread. Then once I finished Deathly Hallows, I was emotionally distraught, again, as usual. So I picked up This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab because the hype for this book that I've been seeing on BookTube is unreal. So, and I've heard such good things about Victoria Schwab's writing, and people love her books, and I own almost all of her books now. If you saw my unboxing, I decided to start with her newest one for some reason, probably because the hype was killing me that I hadn't read it yet. I loved this. I thought it was so good. I thought the world was so interesting. The concept that violence, like human acts of violence or murder, breeds monsters, and that the monsters become like physical beings, was just such a cool concept to me. I was engaged the entire way through this book. I loved it so much. I didn't particularly fall in love with the characters. I did really like August, I'll give him that. There were some very, very creepy characters in this, so be prepared for that. I think this would be a very good book for like the October Halloween time if you haven't read it yet, so keep that in mind. The ending of this was crazy, and I literally just sat there with my mouth hanging open just going, what? I can't wait for the second book in this duology, and I have no idea where this story is going to go, so I'm very, 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 very much looking forward to it. And then I did my reread of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and I was a little bit apprehensive going into this the second time because I was like, what if the only reason I liked it is because I read it in the middle of the night in like the fastest speed reading ability possible, and I kept seeing people complaining about it and just bashing it on Goodreads and everything. But then I reread it. I tabbed the crap out of it. And I still stand by my 5-star rating. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on that, I am planning on making a discussion/review video very, very soon. Hopefully either the end of this week or next week. Somebody hold me to that because I've been saying I was going to make this for like a month. Next up, I picked up It's Not What You Think by Jefferson Bethke. I read Jefferson Bethke's other book, Jesus is Greater Than Religion, a couple months ago, I think. I love him. I love his YouTube channel. I will link that down below. And it's basically like every chapter is a different It's Not What You Think. Like blank is not what you think. So your story is not what you think. The temple's not what you think. People are not who you think. You aren't who you think. The Sabbath's not what you think. Worship's not what you think. The kingdom's not where you think. Brokenness is not what you think. And the table's not what you think. And it's just a lot of Christian insight into just a different way of looking at certain things that we take for granted in like the Western Christian culture that we've set up. And I just love the way Jeff explains things, and I would highly recommend this to anybody who's remotely interested in Christianity, whether you are a Christian or you're just interested in the topic of it. This is a very good read for that. And then last but not least, yesterday I just sat down, looked at my couple graphic novels on my unread shelf, and picked up Flight Explorer Volume 1. This is just a cute compilation of a bunch of quick little short stories in graphic novel format. My personal favorite was Fish and chips all in a day's work because of the art style. Look how beautiful that art is. I just really liked it. It's by Steve Hammaker. And this has a bunch of like other random little stories in it. They're mostly like cute little children's stories, I would say. But I don't know, it was a quick read. I really enjoyed it. Gave it 3 stars. Might not particularly buy the other volumes of this. I did get this for very, very cheap at a thrift store, but if I see them at a thrift store, I'll pick them up because I can't pass up cheap graphic novels, especially when they're like $1. So yeah. And that's all that I finished this month. Today is actually the last day of the month, and I am currently reading The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and I was hoping to get that done before the month ended, but it didn't happen. But I do plan on finishing that soon, so hopefully it'll be in my next wrap up. Thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys next time.